It looks like Donald Trump has put Thomas Massie in his sights, putting out an ad for Kentucky voters to vote against him. He took it a step further. He didn't just put out an ad against Thomas Massie. He went on Truth Social and said that Thomas Massie was bad for the Constitution because he voted against his big, beautiful bill, which was basically just a tax break for the rich. It was going to add to the deficit. He voted against the omnibus bill, which we all know is just a bunch of pork barrel bullshit. Massie didn't want to start World War III by having the U.S. enter into the conflict versus Iran on behalf of Israel. Basically, Trump is mad at Thomas Massie for being the exact same person he has always been since he became a congressman. But let's go ahead and keep it a band. We know the real reason why Trump doesn't like Thomas Massie anymore. It's because of this. Donald Trump got marching orders from AIPAC and Israel, and he's doing what he always does, being a good little puppy dog and taking out the targets of the Zionist apartheid state. Y'all have to understand, Thomas Massie is one of the only congressmen who sat down and did an interview explaining exactly all of the ways AIPAC attempts to control congressmen and senators in the United States.
And I have Republicans who come to me and say, that's wrong what AIPAC is doing to you. Let me talk to my AIPAC person. By the way, everybody but me has an AIPAC person.
What does that mean, an AIPAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your AIPAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for AIPAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are, firmly embedded in AIPAC. And
every member has something like this?
I don't know how it works on the Democrat side. But that's how it works on the Republican side.
Like, Thomas Massie has been so bold in his willingness to call out AIPAC that when his wife died immediately after he did an interview and spent days railing against AIPAC, everybody raised an eyebrow because we know exactly what Israel is capable of. But that also lets you know just how dangerous everyone knows AIPAC and Israel can be, especially when you're in an untouchable district and you won't play by their rules. So we're supposed to be mad at the same time as Massie, who did not want to go to war with Iran on behalf of Israel. We're supposed to be mad at the same time as Massie, who consistently and regularly calls out not just AIPAC, but all lobbyists trying to influence Congress. We're supposed to be mad at Thomas Massie, the only congressman who was brave enough to call out the CARES Act for the corporate giveaway that it was, when everyone, including those so-called progressives, kept quiet. We're supposed to be mad at the same time as Massie, who consistently and regularly called out the military-industrial complex. Yeah, let me go ahead and let y'all know. This was a miscalculation on Trump's part, because Thomas Massie has receipts and history on his side. And considering at the moment that Thomas Massie is the only person in the federal government, it would seem, that doesn't bend the knee to AIPAC, who do you think people are going to believe? Whose side do you think they're going to take? Probably the guy who doesn't take a dime from AIPAC, rather than the guy who literally goes to war for AIPAC. Trump is too simple-minded to realize that by trying to pretend that Thomas Massie, of all people, is the enemy of his base and the American people, he's actually revealing that Trump himself is the enemy of the American people, because that is possibly the most consistent congressman sitting in office right now. And you are trying to take him out because your Zionist masters told you to. And everyone knows it.